Okay, so today we are going to be turning a word problem into an equation. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that. So sometimes when people read word problems, they get kind of afraid and they're like, oh, I don't know how to do this. But it's just like if you're thinking about, you hear a story and then you're going to draw a picture of it. It's kind of like that. So we're going to try that as a little bit of a warm-up exercise. So if I said, let's see, that Susie is sitting under a tree and the sun is shining, you would be able to draw that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to give you like 10 seconds and I want you to draw that really quick. So Susie is sitting under a tree and the sun is shining. Okay. Lauren, what is one of the things your picture has in it?
Mine has a sun.
A sun, okay, so that was one of the things you picked out. What about you, Kendall? What is one that you have?
Mine has a tree with a girl sitting under it.
Okay, so good. So we that was pretty simple, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now let's look at the actual word problem we're going to be looking at. Kendall, can you read that for me?
Carlos bought 3 gallons of ice cream for $9.50. Write and solve a proportion and determine how much 7 gallons of the same ice cream would cost him.
Okay, so we're just going to write the equation. We're not going to solve it today. But so let's think about how we drew that picture. We want to draw a picture of this problem. So when we listened to the story, we saw that there were some important parts of the problem. So Lauren, what would be one important part of this word problem that we would want to write down?
Probably the 3 gallons of ice cream.
3 gallons, right. All right, so there's 3 gallons of ice cream. Do I need to write down what kind of ice cream it is?
No.
No, right. It's just important that we have 3. Okay, so that's one piece of information. Kendall, what's another piece of information we need?
That each gallon was the 3 gallons were $9.50.
Okay, so these were $9.50. All right, and then what's another piece of information, Lauren?
Well, it says we need to figure out 7 gallons of the same ice cream.
Right, so then we have 7 gallons, and we need to figure out, this is what we don't know, right? This is what we're trying to solve. We don't know how much those 7 gallons are going to cost. So now that we have determined what we have, we've kind of drawn the first part of the picture. We need to draw the actual equation so we know how to solve it. So when you see a problem like this and you have 3 pieces of information and 1 missing, usually a good thing to do is use a proportion. Right, and we talked about these a little bit. We've talked about proportions before. All right, so what we want to do is we want to set up our proportion. So we're going to use this side first. We're going to use the part that we know. So we have 3 gallons that cost $9.50. Okay? And then we have 7 gallons. And when our question mark, we talked about this yesterday too, when we have a question mark, that's going to be our X. This is what we don't know. And so now, once we've set up this proportion, we want to check it and make sure that we have it right. We want to make sure our gallons match up with our gallons and our money match up with our money, which they do. So now what we've done is we've looked at our word problem and we've taken it and we've put it into an equation. So now we are going to practice a little bit by ourselves.